crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with news source scrollers. 14. November 2024 edition, crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with news source scrollers. 14. November 2024 edition, number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts. Global top songs November 1st to November 7th, 2024.
APT, Rosé et Bruno Mars. AJ Kiraat, Madhubanti Bagchi, Divya.
Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars.
Tu boda, Oscar Maidon y Fuerza Regida. Si antes te hubiera conocido, Karol G. Drip, Baby Monster.
Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish.
Nai, Amita Bata Cha Cha.
Top hits on Apple Music. 14. November 2024. That's So True, Gracie Abrams. Sticky Feet, Glorilla, Sexy Red and Lil Wayne. Tyler, the Creator. Wildflower, Billie Eilish. Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. 25. Rod Wave. Love Somebody, Morgan Wallen. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, November 1st to Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars.
APT, Rosé, Bruno Mars.
Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. Who Jimin.
Tu boda, Oscar Maidon, Fuerza Regida.
Taste, Sabrina Carpenter. That's So True, Gracie Abrams. From the Netflix Global Top 10 list of Friday, November 1st to Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Most viewed films in English. Meet Me Next Christmas. Time Cut. Don't Move. Martha. Sing. Most viewed films non-English. Let Go. Family Pack. Pedro Paramo. Dupachi. From the Netflix Global Top 10 list of Friday, November 1st to Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Most watched TV in English. Outer Banks, Season 4. Arcane Season 2. The Diplomat Season 2. Most viewed TV non-English. Murder Mindfully, Season 1. The Cage Season 1.
Dan.
Nintendo US Digital Bestsellers, from 14. November 2024.
Mario e Luigi simbolo di marchio registrato. Brothership.
Super Mario Party Jamboree. Stardew Valley. Hades. Overcooked. 2. Steam's hottest games. Global top-selling and top-played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue for Tuesday, November 5, 2024 to Tuesday, November 12, 2024. PUBG Battlegrounds. Counter-Strike 2. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Apex Legends. Throne and Liberty. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. JCDC's collaborative efforts enhance cybersecurity for the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games. CISA releases 5 industrial control systems advisories. CISA, FBI, NSA, and international partners release joint advisory on 2023 top routinely exploited vulnerabilities. One more drop in the AI ocean. Quinn's Quinn 2.5 Coder to be instruct. Quinn 2.5 Coder is the latest series of code-specific Quinn large language models, formerly known as CodeQuinn. As of now, Quinn 2.5 Coder has covered 6 mainstream model sizes, 0.5, 1.5, 3, 7, 14, 32 billion parameters, to meet the needs of different developers. NVIDIA Jetson Thor computers for robots will launch in 2025. OpenAI says U.S. allies should partner on AI to take on China. OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic hit the critical knowledge cap for advanced AI training, as OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic are struggling to build more advanced AI. Trump 2.0, according to a recent report, may experience elevated bond yields, volatile equity markets, and a fluctuating bond market. In other news, Bloomberg reports that the total market value of all Rolex Submariner watches has surpassed the $50 billion mark. Additionally, CoinGecko reports that the cryptocurrency market capitalization has reached a record high of $3.2 trillion. Former FTX CTO joins U.S. government to develop a fraud detection tool. Polymarket is under investigation by the Department of Justice for allegedly being used by U.S. traders. South Korean police arrest 215 individuals in connection with the suspected $228 million cryptocurrency scam. Meta is embroiled in an antitrust trial that could potentially lead to the separation of Instagram and WhatsApp. In a separate development, Apple is being sued in the UK for allegedly monopolizing the iCloud market, with the compensation claim amounting to a staggering $3.8 billion. Additionally, a lawsuit filed against TSMC in Arizona sheds light on alleged anti-American workplace practices within the company. China's hackers allegedly stole surveillance data from telecom companies, according to the U.S. AMD plans to reduce its global workforce by 4% to prioritize AI chip development. The demand for liquid cooling is expected to increase as NVIDIA prepares to launch its next-generation AI chips. Amazon discontinues its clandestine project, aimed at developing a fertility tracker. Google conducts a limited-scale test by withdrawing news content from European publishers. The Guardian terminates its association with the X social media platform, citing instances of racism and the spread of conspiracy theories. Apple unveils AI-powered Final Cut Pro 11, an advanced video editing software that promises to revolutionize the industry. In a bold move to compete with Temu and Shine, Amazon launches its own discount store called Haul. This store offers an impressive range of products at incredibly low prices, with items ranging from $1 earrings to $8 leggings. Meanwhile, IBM unveils its latest quantum chip, boasting a remarkable 156 qubits. This groundbreaking chip promises to be a significant advancement in scientific research, offering a remarkable 50 times faster processing power compared to its predecessor. Missing link found in ancient rocks of Colorado show that Snowball Earth really happened. Global CO2 emissions to hit record high in 2024, report says. Extraordinary burial of ancient Egyptian governor's daughter discovered in a coffin within another coffin. Björk collaborated with an AI to create an unsettling soundtrack for a hotel lobby. Björk announces immersive auditory experience in Paris to raise awareness about the environment. Mark Zuckerberg collaborated with T-Pain on a remix of Get Low, and there are reports that Mark Zuckerberg serenaded wife with a painful rap remix. German music rights group Gemma is suing OpenAI for unlicensed song lyrics in ChatGPT. Israel prepares Lebanon ceasefire plan as gift to Trump, officials say. CIA official charged in leak of classified documents about Israeli military plans. Israel is committing ethnic cleansing amid mass forced displacements in Gaza, HRW report says. Trump picks Matt Gaetz for Attorney General, Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence. Matt Gaetz just resigned from Congress, ending a probe into sexual misconduct and drug use. FT reports as Kamala Harris ditched Joe Rogan podcast interview over progressive backlash fears. LA Times owner says Harris's stance on Gaza war contributed to non-endorsement, plans editorial board revamp. Trump team hostile to Chagos deal, claims Farage. 1 month ago it had been reported as U.S. Republicans fear UK Chagos Islands deal will boost China. 2 weeks ago the Independent reports Farage-inspired bid to persuade Trump to veto Starmer's Chagos Islands deal. Germany Scholz to request vote of confidence in December. Italy's president sharply rebukes Elon Musk over comments on X about migration court rulings. 2 days ago, Albania migrant case judges need to go, says Musk. Crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with NewsSource scrollers. 13. November 2024 edition. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts. Global top songs November 1st to November 7th, 2024.
APT, Rosé et Bruno Mars. AJ Kiraat, Madhubanti Bagchi, Divya.
Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars.
Tu boda, Oscar Maidón y Fuerza Regida. Si antes te hubiera conocido. Karol G. Baby Monster.
Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish.
Nai. Amita Bata Cha Cha.
Top hits on Apple Music 13. November 2024. That's So True, Gracie Abrams. Sticky Feet, Glorilla, Sexy Red and Lil Wayne. Tyler, the Creator. Wildflower, Billie Eilish. Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. 25 Rod Wave. Love Somebody, Morgan Wallen. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global. From the Friday, November 1st to Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars.
APT, Rosé, Bruno Mars.
Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish. Hu Jimin.
Tu boda, Oscar Maidon, Fuerza Regida.
Taste, Sabrina Carpenter. That's So True, Gracie Abrams. From the Netflix Global Top 10 list of Friday, November 1st to Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Most viewed films in English. Meet Me Next Christmas. Time Cut. Don't Move. Martha. Sing. Most viewed films non-English. Let Go. Family Pack. Pedro Paramo. Dupachi. From the Netflix Global Top 10 list of October 28th to November 3rd, 2024. Most watched TV in English. Outer Banks, Season 4. Arcane Season 2. The Diplomat Season 2. Most viewed TV non-English. Murder Mindfully, Season 1. The Cage Season 1. Dan Da Dan. Nintendo US Digital Bestsellers, from 13. November 2024.
Mario e Luigi simbolo di marchio registrato. Brothership.
Super Mario Party Jamboree. Stardew Valley. Hades. Overcooked. 2. Steam's hottest games. Global top-selling and top-played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue for Tuesday, November 5, 2024 to Tuesday, November 12, 2024. PUBG Battlegrounds. Counter-Strike 2. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Apex Legends. Throne and Liberty. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. JCDC's collaborative efforts enhance cybersecurity for the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games. CISA releases 5 industrial control systems advisories. CISA, FBI, NSA, and international partners release joint advisory on 2023 top routinely exploited vulnerabilities. One more drop in the AI ocean. Quinn's Quinn 2.5 Coder to instruct. Quinn 2.5 Coder is the latest series of code-specific Quinn large language models, formerly known as CodeQuinn. As of now, Quinn 2.5 Coder has covered 6 mainstream model sizes, 0.5, 1.5, 37, 14, 32 billion parameters, to meet the needs of different developers. The Vatican and Microsoft unveiled an AI-generated digital twin of St. Peter's Basilica. Google DeepMind made AlphaFold 3 open source, revolutionizing drug discovery and molecular biology. SoftBank will be the first to receive NVIDIA's Blackwell chips for constructing a supercomputer. Klarna prepares for U.S. initial public offering, valuation recovering from decline. Comac announces Air China as the initial customer for the C929 widebody jet. In the U.S., millions of job seekers face potential risks due to the leakage of private data by a recruitment firm. Plastic-eating mealworms native to Africa have been discovered. Additionally, a glowing mystery mollusk has been found in the ocean's midnight zone. Furthermore, exposure to constant artificial light disrupts honeybee sleep patterns and alters their sleep rhythms. Huawei developing SSD tape hybrid amid U.S. tech restrictions. As Huawei develops massive 72 terabytes SSD tape hybrid storage device, first-generation MedDrive targets warm and cold storage. Britain to revive nuclear fuel production for defense. Denmark signs contracts to purchase $629 million worth of Ukrainian-made weapons for the Ukrainian troops. Ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz, stolen by a former mobster, are being auctioned for $800,000. Meanwhile, Now and Then, the Beatles' last song enhanced with AI, has secured 2 Grammy nominations. French news titles are suing X for allegedly using their content without compensation. Iran building defensive tunnels in Tehran metro network to save people from Israeli airstrikes. U.S. says it will not limit Israel arms transfers after some improvements in flow of aid to Gaza. Senior Saudi military officer visits Iran, discusses defense cooperation. Volkswagen's Audi struggles to find a buyer for its Brussels site. Meanwhile, mainland China's tech giant Baidu applies to conduct autonomous vehicle trials in Hong Kong. Cadillac officially unveils its 3-rows Vistic electric SUV, boasting an impressive range of 300 miles. Shell triumphs in its appeal against the landmark Dutch climate ruling. Memos reveal that big oil firms were aware of the severe consequences of fossil fuels as early as the 1950s. Meanwhile, oil lobbyists are requesting more offshore leases, LNG approvals, And there are reports of the U.S. quietly abandoning its efforts to achieve stricter reductions in climate pollution. Wall Street Journal report as Trump draft executive order would create board to purge generals, and Trump says he will nominate anti-woke Fox News host Pete Hegseth for defense secretary. Incoming Trump admin is eyeing new immigrant detention centers near major U.S. cities. Lighthizer and his allies lay groundwork for Trump's massive new tariffs. Crypto market capitalization reaches a record high of $3.1 trillion, potentially surpassing France's gross domestic product, GDP, in the near future. In a significant development, former Alameda co-CEO Sam Trabucco has agreed to forfeit a substantial amount of $70 million, a luxurious yacht, and several apartments as compensation to FTX creditors. Additionally, an ant-backed credit rating firm has secured approval from the central bank in China after a 3-year wait. The Blair Witch Project, finally released in the format its filmmakers intended, is a significant milestone. Denzel Washington announces his final role before retirement in Black Panther 3. Lena Dunham is set to write a movie about Sam Bankman-Fried for Apple. Louisiana law requiring the 10 Commandments in schools is unconstitutional, judge rules. Harriet Tubman honored for her military service on Veterans Day nearly 160 years later. Abu Ghraib detainees awarded $42 million. Jury holds military contractor responsible for contributing to torture. Square Enix apologizes for the mishap in the hairstyle competition winner's submission for Final Fantasy XIV, which was due to technical limitations such as the polygon count. Fall Guys is launching on mobile devices via the Epic Games Store. Amazon is discontinuing Freevee, its ad-supported video streaming service. Apple is reportedly planning to release its own smart home camera with AI features in 2026. Additionally, Apple has been instructed by the European Union to cease geo-blocking services like the App Store. Furthermore, Apple has collaborated with major airlines like Delta and United to utilize AirTags and Find My technology for luggage tracking. Canadian minister says, "Not everyone is welcome," amidst Trump's migrant threat. Canada abolishes automatic 10 years multiple entry visas and tightens immigration regulations. Ontario Premier floats U.S. and Canada trade deal without Mexico. As Doug Ford criticizes Mexico as a backdoor for Chinese goods, proposes a Canada-U.S. free trade agreement. Mexico's economy chief suggests possible tariff retaliation against the U.S. My Chemical Romance has announced their highly anticipated 2025, The Black Parade Stadium Tour. In other exciting news, car enthusiasts can now own a Batmobile for a cool $3 million. Additionally, YouTube is testing a new feature that allows select creators to remix songs using AI. White Stripes drop lawsuit against Trump over 7 Nation Army. Left-wing conspiracy theorists claim Elon Musk used satellites to steal U.S. election, as BlueAnon conspiracy theories explode, where liberals confront another Trump term. Reportedly, South Korean president takes up golf again to forge a bond with Trump. The United Kingdom's Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, pledged to reduce carbon emissions by 81% by 2035 at the COP29 climate summit. Additionally, the countries participating in COP29 endorsed a global carbon market framework aimed at combating climate change. In a separate development, the United States unveiled a plan to triple nuclear power capacity by 2050 in response to the growing demand for energy. The United Kingdom is on the verge of signing a free trade agreement with several Gulf countries, including Saudi Arabia. In parallel, Nigeria is actively seeking a $5 billion trade facility from Saudi Arabia. Notably, the longtime CEO of INEOM is accompanying Saudi Arabia as the country scales back its ambitious mega-projects. A new lawsuit alleges engine failure in Subaru and Toyota vehicles, including the BRZ, FRS, 86, and GR86 models, powered by their Boxer engines. Additionally, U.S. regulators are investigating potential engine failures in 1.4 million Hondas. Furthermore, Volkswagen has announced a significant investment of $5.8 billion in the EV startup Rivian through a strategic joint venture. China plans to reduce home buying taxes as part of its fiscal stimulus package. Additionally, Chinese firms have received an unexpected boost from the Trump election, as merchandise orders have surged. Furthermore, China is on the verge of achieving a record $1 trillion trade surplus as Trump returns to office. On the other hand, the Bank of France has forecasted zero growth in the final months of the year. Ecosia and Quant, two European search engines, collaborate to create an index that aims to reduce the reliance on big tech. In a separate development, Facebook and Instagram are offering a subscription service in Europe that provides users with the option to access their platforms without ads. Additionally, Alphabet's Waymo has successfully launched robotaxi rides in Los Angeles, following the successful implementation in San Francisco. The company has expressed its intention to expand its services to more cities in the future. 43 monkeys remain on the run from South Carolina lab. CEO thinks they're having an adventure. Number of dead seals along Caspian coast rises to 850. 100,000 Chinese students join 50 kilometers nighttime bike ride in search of good soup dumplings. Police foil Jew hunt in Belgium amid fears of copycat attacks, and Antwerp police arrest 5. As fears of a Jew hunt rise following calls to action on social media. FAA grounds all U.S. flights to Haiti after 2 planes were struck by gunfire. Investigators believe Wisconsin kayaker faked his own death before fleeing to Eastern Europe. King Arthur's Hall in Cornwall was recently discovered to be 4,000 years older. Mauna Loa, the world's largest active volcano, exhibited warning signs before erupting in 2022. Pangaea Ultima, the next supercontinent, may lead to the extinction of mammals in the far future. Germany sets early election date for February, after collapse of the ruling coalition. Judge delays decision on tossing Trump's hush money conviction. In a recent announcement, India's External Affairs Minister Jaishankar stated that India is on track to achieve a $100 billion trade surplus with Russia well before the previously set target of 2030. San Francisco issued a warning about 16-foot waves that could pull people off the beach into the ocean. Additionally, a high surf advisory warns of dangerous 15-foot waves along the Bay Area coast. Meanwhile, fire crews on both coasts of the United States are battling wildfires. New Jersey is expected to issue a drought warning due to the driest October ever recorded, which coincides with the raging wildfires. Furthermore, a 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck Cuba after hurricanes and blackouts. MSNBC's viewership plummeted by half in the days following Trump's victory. In a separate news item, Oprah clarified that she didn't accept a personal fee for hosting the Harris event. Boris Johnson cautioned Trump's advisors, who are enthusiastic about Putin, to refrain from whispering absolute nonsense into his ear. The former UK Prime Minister also expressed concern about the Republican Party's homosexual fascination with Vladimir Putin. World Court rules Armenia, Azerbaijan mutual discrimination cases can move forward. Norway apologizes to Sami, Forest Finns and Kvens for forced assimilation policy. U.S. State Department announces that Israel not in violation of U.S. law on humanitarian aid to Gaza. A recent study reveals that an alarming 81% of cancer cures touted in TikTok videos are nothing but false claims. Additionally, the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, has confirmed Brazil's status as a measles-free country, following a thorough re-verification process. Furthermore, a multi-drug-resistant strain of Klebsiella pneumoniae has been detected in the northeast region of Brazil, raising concerns about the emergence of drug-resistant bacteria. Russia lawmakers pass bill banning child-free propaganda. China's first marriages grow for first time in a decade due to COVID backlog. Justin Welby to quit as Archbishop of Canterbury over handling of abuse scandal. Sarah Palin and New York Times have explored settlement, as judge sets defamation retrial. Advertisers set to return to X as they seek favor with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Trump names Elon Musk to lead government efficiency drive. Trump expected to try to halt TikTok ban, allies say. China reveals Mach 7 hypersonic weapon design that can deploy missiles, drones. China unveils long-range drone with 22,000 pounds payload power, 575 miles per hour speed. China advances in developing Death Star-like microwave weapon able to destroy satellites. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. reveals plans to fire 600 federal health workers. Melania Trump declines to meet with Jill Biden at White House, citing Mar-a-Lago raid, claims a source. Former top NC political donor Lindbergh pleads guilty in $2 billion fraud. Crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with NewsSource scrollers. 12. November 2024 edition. NBC reports as FBI Director Christopher Wray is preparing for a possible forced exit under Trump. Decision Desk HQ projects Republicans will retain U.S. House majority. Elon Musk's PAC spent an estimated $200 million to help elect Trump, AP source says. Taiwan considers big U.S. defense purchases as overture to Donald Trump. New York Times reports as Trump plans series of executive orders for day one. Susie Wiles tells donors. The Hill reports as Trump has big plans for day one on immigration, energy, and more. Trump border czar says administration will conduct workplace immigration raids. U.S. may support global surveillance treaty hated by everyone but authoritarian governments. Nigeria's crude oil output is projected to rise by 30% by the end of the year due to new deals. Meanwhile, the COP29 climate summit commences in Baku. Additionally, microplastics are found to impact cloud formation, potentially affecting weather and climate patterns. In China, the Zhuhai Air Show commenced with orders for Comac and a tantalizing glimpse of a future spaceplane. Meanwhile, Sweden chose Embraer's cargo plane, while Brazil expressed its intention to acquire additional Saab fighters. Notably, Chinese Starlink, a rival to Elon Musk's project, swiftly entered the Brazilian market amidst the ongoing feud between the two tech moguls. Smotrich says, Trump's victory and opportunity to apply sovereignty in the West Bank. Former Trump aides warn Israeli ministers not to assume he'll back annexation in second term. Saudi Crown Prince says Israel committing genocide in Gaza. Thai government warns of possible attack on Israelis at Koh Phangan full moon party. Apple is embroiled in a legal battle with a Chinese developer, echoing the Fortnite case. Meanwhile, Amazon is reportedly developing driver eyeglasses to reduce delivery times. Additionally, China's Baidu is joining Meta in the race to create AI-powered smart glasses. Dish lenders reject DirecTV debt deal on the eve of the deadline. In a significant development, the UK has approved new cables to Europe, aimed at boosting wind power exports. On a different note, Italian police have successfully dismantled an art forgery ring, resulting in the seizure of over $200 million in counterfeit works by renowned artists such as Banksy and Picasso. Mexico aims to build 1 million new homes and offers zero-interest mortgages to achieve its affordable housing goals. Meanwhile, Russia's gold reserves surpassed $200 billion for the first time. Additionally, a lawsuit alleges that Humpy the Whale, a mascot associated with FTX and Alameda, caused $1 billion in losses. After 2 decades, the long-awaited free, open-source Photoshop alternative finally enters release candidate testing. The transition from GIMP 2.x to GIMP 3.0 was a monumental undertaking that took 2 decades to complete. Researchers have discovered a remarkable improvement in cooling efficiency by adding ceramic powder to liquid metal thermal paste, resulting in an impressive 72% increase in cooling performance. Pizza Hut has unveiled a groundbreaking pizza warmer that ingeniously utilizes the PlayStation 5's heat to maintain the perfect temperature for pizza. In a significant security breach, a hacker has leaked employee data from various prominent companies, including Amazon, McDonald's, HSBC, HP, and potentially over 1,000 other organizations. Nokia has confirmed that the leaked data includes third-party code, but their own data remains safe. The DDoS site dstat.cc has been seized, and 2 suspects have been apprehended in Germany. Netherlands joins Germany in implementing extra border checks. Russia tells Israel to not even consider attacking Iranian nuclear facilities, TASS says. To implement the initiative to supply Ukraine with 1 million artillery shells by the end of the year. October 7th activation of Hamas SIM cards are at heart of PMO investigations, announces a report. 1 year ago, it has been reported as New York Times investigation reports Israel knew about Hamas October 7th attack plan. 7 months ago, Netanyahu admits knowing of only few Israeli SIM cards activated by Hamas on October 7th, contrary to earlier denial. Reportedly, Israel sees progress in Lebanon ceasefire talks, says Russia can help. Russia and China must counter any U.S. attempt at containment, Shoigu says. Russian Navy warship carrying hypersonic missiles conducts drills in English Channel, state media says. Russia's Medvedev says Europe's leaders are escalating Ukraine conflict after Trump win. Qatari royals fight in UK court over 70-carat idol's eye diamond. The Hill reports as a list celebrity endorsements boomerang on Harris, Democrats and comments Latino men just didn't want a woman president. New Zealand's leader formally apologizes to survivors of abuse in state and church care. Donkey Kong Country revealed, coming to Super Nintendo World Japan in 2024. Ubisoft sued for shutting down The Crew. Microsoft is planning to phase out Windows 11's mail and calendar apps by the end of this year. Crypto, politics, tech, and more. Get your daily news fix with news source scrollers. 11. November 2024 edition. FTX sues Binance, former CEO Zhao seeking $1.8 billion clawback. India's game market could grow from $3.8 billion to $9.2 billion by 2029, as foreseen by Lumakai. Discord terrorist known as Rabbit gets 30 years for preying on kids. Apple unveils iPhone 16 and 16 Pro parts for DIY repairs, while Apple Vision Pro 2 is expected to launch between fall 2025 and spring 2026. Mark Gurman suggests that Apple's future hinges on smaller bets, rather than the next big thing. In other news, Intel promises fixes for Arrow Lake that will lead to significant performance gains. Additionally, Nojima is set to acquire Veo for 11.2 billion yen. Washington Post reports as Trump talked to Putin, told Russian leader not to escalate in Ukraine. Kremlin says reports of Trump and Putin call about Ukraine are pure fiction. Fox News reports as Biden to lobby Trump not to abandon Ukraine during upcoming meeting. Reportedly, large group of Russian and North Korean forces prepared to retake Russia's Kursk region from Ukraine. In the U.S. House fast-tracks bill that would give Trump power to target nonprofits. Trump declares Senate majority candidates should allow him to make recess appointments, as Trump tells GOP to bypass Senate confirmation process, block Biden judicial appointments. Ramaswamy says top priority for Trump is uniting the country. In the U.S., Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor to remain at post as some call for her to step down. New York Times comments as unions bet big on Harris. Now they're bracing for consequences. Netanyahu says he and Trump see eye to eye on Iran after holding 3 calls within days. In Wicked Dolls, Mattel apologizes for packaging that mistakenly linked to an adult pornographic website. A scientist successfully treated her own cancer using viruses she had grown in her laboratory. Intel is attempting to boost employee morale by reinstating free coffee for its workers. Pocket Pair unveils specific patents featured in Nintendo's lawsuit against Palworld. In Japan, Kochi Prefecture and the Pokémon Company have signed a partnership agreement to utilize the Pokémon local acts. LG unveils a prototype of a stretchable LCD display with micro-LED lighting that can be stretched by 50%. Additionally, Amazon deforestation in Brazil has plummeted by 31% to its lowest level in 9 years. Putin promises Africa total support in anti-West pitch to continent. China reasserts South China Sea sovereignty amid Philippine boundary laws, as China summons Philippine ambassador over new maritime laws. Northern Gaza at imminent risk of famine, who says? 1 week ago, Israel notifies UN of ending ties with UNRWA, amid warning of famine in Gaza. Brazil becomes second BRICS country after India not to join China's BRI. The Singles' Day shopping festival loses its shine under China's lagging economy. 3 days ago, Bloomberg commented as, China unveils $1.4 trillion debt swap, saves stimulus for Trump. Paris to deploy 4,000 police for France versus Israel match, following Amsterdam violence. Crypto, politics, tech and more. Daily News Digest by News Source Crawler, 10 November 2024. Washington Post comments that AI didn't sway the election but rather deepened the partisan divide. The Hill comments that deepfakes didn't disrupt the election, but rather altered our perception of reality. CNN must confront Project Veritas defamation lawsuit, as a U.S. appeals court rules in favor of Project Veritas. 2 years ago, Project Veritas lost its defamation lawsuit against CNN for portraying Twitter's ban as part of a misinformation crackdown. 3 years ago, CNN faced a lawsuit from Project Veritas regarding its comments about Twitter's suspension. Additionally, 2 individuals pleaded guilty to stealing and selling Ashley Biden's belongings to Project Veritas. Following Trump's win, Hollywood prepares for mega mergers and volatility. AI groups are rapidly redesigning model testing and creating new benchmarks as the pace of GPT AI improvements slows down. Notably, OpenAI is adjusting its strategy. Additionally, Chegg is reportedly facing significant challenges, with its stock plummeting by 99% following the launch of ChatGPT. Furthermore, the AI revolution is transforming data centers into the new building boom in America. Anne Hathaway and Zendaya are set to star in Christopher Nolan's upcoming film. Meanwhile, Ice Age 6 is in production, featuring Ray Romano and Queen Latifah's return. On the other hand, Joker 2 star Tim Dillon claims that the movie is the worst film ever made, asserting that it lacks a plot. Reuters reports that the U.S. has ordered TSMC to halt shipments of chips used in AI applications to China. 2 days ago, it was reported that TSMC would close its doors on producing advanced AI chips for China within a week. Taiwan's chip output is expected to reach a record high of $165 billion due to the high demand for AI chips. Taiwan's environment minister has committed to achieving net zero emissions despite the opposition of Trump. Tragically, at least one person has lost their life in Taiwan as Super Typhoon Kongray makes landfall. FTX's bankruptcy estate has filed a lawsuit against Anthony Scaramucci and Skybridge Capital, as FTX is suing Scaramucci to recover the money invested in ostentatious investments. Additionally, the open interest in Polymarket has dropped by 64% following the U.S. presidential election. Furthermore, a report claims that WonderFi CEO was kidnapped and forced to pay a $1 million ransom. In the U.S. Justice Department to focus on most egregious January 6 cases until Trump is inaugurated. Storage Units claims that more than half of Harris voters want to relocate. Donald Trump says he won't invite Nikki Haley, Mike Pompeo to join administration. FEMA employee fired after telling relief team to skip houses with Trump signs following Florida hurricane. Qatar says it suspended mediator efforts for Gaza ceasefire due to lack of good faith negotiations. Qatar agrees to kick Hamas out of Doha following U.S. request, sources say. Over 18,000 Lebanese citizens enter Iraq amid Israeli onslaught. Hamas urges Arab Islamic Summit in Saudi Arabia to assume responsibility for occupied Jerusalem. Polish Prime Minister intends to meet with French, UK, and NATO leaders to discuss the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. In a recent statement, the Polish Prime Minister indicated that the United States may soon announce a ceasefire date and security guarantees for Ukraine. Additionally, a Trump ally emphasized the importance of achieving peace and stopping the killing in Ukraine. Meanwhile, Russia and Ukraine have been engaged in a record number of drone strikes, with Ukraine launching a significant attack on Moscow using 34 drones, marking the largest strike on the Russian capital. Levi's heir and political outsider Daniel Lurie wins San Francisco mayor's race. Trump officially sweeps all 7 swing states. President-elect Trump's 2024 popular vote count officially surpasses 2020 election numbers. Observer comments as, Donald Trump embodies a collective madness in America. Analysis of 50,000 peer-reviewed computer science papers reveals that 7 to 17% were AI-generated. An AI robot's portrait of Alan Turing, which challenges what it is to be human, set a record and sold for $1.08 million. A study suggests that despite its impressive output, generative AI lacks a coherent understanding of the world. Cells beyond the brain demonstrate remarkable memory capabilities. Humans lacking the sense of smell exhibit distinct breathing patterns. Men and women may require diverse breakfasts for weight loss. Climate change might be forcing Japanese sardines into the United States exclusive economic zone, as these sardines may be indicating significant changes in the ocean. Chimpanzees demonstrated improved performance on complex tasks when they were being observed. A study claims that the Triassic period concluded with a lost mass extinction and a million-year rainstorm, as a volcanic eruption triggered a rainy period that made Earth's climate suitable for dinosaurs. Pope Francis inadvertently displays his support for the New Orleans Saints. Crows are known to hold grudges against individual humans for an astonishing 17 years. A remarkable skeleton, crafted from the bones of 5 individuals spanning a period of 2,500 years, was discovered in Belgium. Crypto, politics, tech and more. Daily News Digest by News Source Crawler, 09 November 2024. ChatGPT told 2M people to get their election news elsewhere, and rejected 250K deepfakes. Bloomberg comments as, Trump's cyber policy likely to focus on China, relaxing regulation. TikTok awaits lifeline from President-elect Trump, who once favored ban. Tesla's social media posts falsely implied that its cars are robot access, NHTSA warns. As U.S. agency says Tesla's public statements imply that its vehicles can drive themselves, but they can't. Tesla hits $1 trillion market cap as stock rallies after Trump win. Toyota says California-led EV mandates are impossible, as states fall short of goal. Audi unveils new EV brand in China without 4-ring logo. Bitcoin fog operator sentenced for money laundering conspiracy, as operator of notorious darknet cryptocurrency Mixer, laundered $400 million in cryptocurrency since 2011. FBI says hackers are sending fraudulent police data, requests to tech giants to steal people's private information. U.S. judge tosses Illinois' ban on semi-automatic weapons, governor pledges swift appeal. Google Vid's AI-powered video creation tool rolling out to select workspace users. Amazon targets delivery operations in bid for bigger grocery business. Quest speculates as iPhone 18 Pro to feature upgraded main camera with variable aperture. Tencent and Visa roll out Palm payment trial in Singapore. In Grammy nominations 2025, Beyoncé leads with 11 nods as Taylor Swift, Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter and Charli XCX are among top nominees. Star Wars fans roll eyes as Disney plans another trilogy, bringing unreleased films up to 14. Crypto businessman killed in apparent assassination at Sao Paulo airport. Europe cannot finance Ukraine war if Trump pulls U.S. out of the conflict, Hungary's Orbán warns. Venezuela's Maduro hails new beginning with U.S. after Trump victory. Nigeria Human Rights Commission clears military of alleged 10,000 illegal abortions in Northeast. Boosting exercise intensity reduces mortality risk, study suggests. Morning coffee could be quietly causing hearing loss, study reveals. Jobs with work-from-home options have better stock returns, new study reveals. World's first cloned black-footed ferret gives birth in Virginia. 5 months ago, scientists cloned 2 black-footed ferrets from frozen tissues in conservation effort. In the U.S., bird flu begins its human spread, as health officials scramble to safeguard people and livestock. Climate change is drying out the U.S. West, even when rain pours, claimed in a study. China has increased military flights near Taiwan by 300%, U.S. general says. Biden administration to allow American military contractors to deploy to Ukraine for first time since Russia's invasion. Reportedly, Elon Musk joins Trump's call with Ukraine's Zelensky. In the U.S. Justice Department announces murder for hire and related charges against IRGC asset and 2 local operatives. Iranian asset shakery was tasked by Iranian regime with surveilling and plotting to assassinate President-elect Donald J. Trump, also to surveil and murder a U.S. citizen of Iranian origin who has publicly opposed the Iranian government. Reportedly, Election Day bomb threats overwhelmingly targeted Democrat-leaning counties. Associated Press comments as the U.S. election was largely trouble-free, but a flood of misinformation raises future concerns. Thousands expected for People's March on Washington ahead of Trump's inauguration. EU considers switching gas supply from Russia to U.S. to stave off tariff war with Trump. Donald Trump asks arch-protectionist Robert Lighthizer to run U.S. trade policy. Chinese national jailed on charges that he tried to enter Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. RFK Jr. reviewing resumes for top Trump health jobs, sources say. Trump put Musk on phone with Zelensky during call. Jared Kushner rules out joining next Trump administration. Democratic strategists say their warnings about having Harris campaign with Liz Cheney were ignored. Pelosi blames Harris's loss on Biden's late exit and no open Democratic primary. Mississippi Senate paid black attorney less than white ones, U.S. Justice Department says. Scholars conclude Beowulf likely the work of single author. Carbon dating reveals the history of zero is older than previously thought. Mysterious and indecipherable 600 years old Voynich manuscript may be partly about sex and women's secrets. Pythagorean theorem found on clay tablet 1,000 years older than Pythagoras. Nike's secret design archive to be made visible to the public for the first time at the Vitra Design Museum. Notre Dame's iconic bells ring again, marking first chime since 2019 fire. Pentagon officials anxious Trump may fire the military's top general. CNN reports that Pentagon officials discussing how to respond if Trump issues controversial orders. Washington Times reports as FBI brass stunned and shell-shocked over Trump re-election. Project 2025 Chief's book urges burning of FBI, New York.